Hi, I'm Carlin Nichols. I'm a science teacher at Seward Middle School teaching 7th and 8th grade science, and I have a new tool that I'm excited to share that I'm helping students track their work and reflect on their work.
Cool. Tell me about the tool.
Okay, so a student gets us the beginning of the module, and I found that modules can be overwhelming for students, and sometimes they have a hard time understanding the different parts within a module. So I have chunked a module on Newton's Law into 4 separate sections. Each section has the same tools. So they have these I can statements that are written in a way that a student can understand and assess themselves. So they pre-assess using a rubric on the back that we've used all year that is consistent, a 1-4 rubric. Then that same day, a student will go through and open each of these assignments in Canvas and decide for themselves when they can accomplish that assignment. What's a good goal date? So they will pick a specific date that should be accomplished. These headings, learn, practice, math, lab, assessment, are consistent through the module so a student can predict what kind of assignment and the purpose of the assignment. Then they track for themselves when it's submitted and the grade they earned. When they complete the assessment, they then go through and assess themselves and provide evidence, and we meet in class to talk about that, about where they feel they're at and if they feel like they're ready to move on and if their evidence is sufficient to move on.
So a couple questions. So when they do the pre and the post assessment, they use that same rubric.
Exactly.
Back and forth, and they select the evidence
Correct.
that they want to use for
Correct.
that. And then when you refer to the word module, you're talking about Canvas. So your class is a blended structure, and they have to access Canvas for each of these things.
Absolutely. Everything all my resources, all my assignments are housed on Canvas. And what I also like is that in Canvas, I'm working on very purposeful, intentional labels for my assignments to make it easy for students to track their evidence. For example, if they're working on a chunk of Newton's first law, every assignment has that clear part of the assignment on Canvas so that the student can very easily and concretely track their evidence, hopefully.
And how long approximately do each one of these chunks last?
So for most students during our block, a learn and practice assignment would easily be accomplished theoretically during a 50-minute period. Okay. So that you have some time to take in information or content and then practice or process that content in the same period. Labs vary and assessments vary, but the practice and the learns are accomplishable in nice little chunks together in a 50-minute period, hopefully.
So instead of giving them a standard list of like 15 standards, you're giving them 4 or 5 at a time and giving them a time frame with which to accomplish all of that.
Yes, and these are, what's the word I would like? These are taken apart standards. So this is one, my standards are very unpacked. So it's a very large standard that I've unpacked in a way that a student feels like they can accomplish it. And this is all in my growth for myself and moving towards a standards-based model, where students are collecting evidence to show me they can accomplish the standard.
So last question, tweaking it moving forward. What do you got?
I'm interested to see what parts don't need to be there and what parts do need to be there. And I want to talk to the students like, did this help you? So I hope to do a survey at the end to see how it worked for students and for me, because it might be too much, too little in places.
Right on. Thanks, Carlin.
You're welcome.